Trying to get my dribble right. Shout out to Low Murder Official. It's the Lord of the Underground speaking to you. This is what's booming in my CD deck right now. Philadelphia. This is crack. Shout out to everybody in the underground. Word up. Make sure you follow me on all DSPs. Deezer, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your your podcast episodes at. Okay. That shit hard. Low Murder Official. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, The Real Gully TV, hip hop, sports, and fashion. Hit the top bell so you get all the notifications when I'm on. Shout out to Chicago. I got something to say about Chicago tonight. Man, I can't wait. It's gonna be a good one. Make sure y'all follow me on IG at IamGullyTV_. And follow me on Twitter at GullyTV1. I'm ready when you are, pimp.
Hold on, let's get a
Mic check.
hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Mic check.
Huh?
Mic check.
Mic check. We good?
Nah.
The YouTube channel is on fire right now. I've been getting busy.
Mic.
Huh?
Move the mic. No, the actual mic. Just,
This?
Yep.
Towards me? Okay.
Let me get a mic check now.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Dum, dum, dum. Shout out to Rochester. Shout out to everybody who cheddar bobbed themselves and can't get on Gully TV no more. This shit getting bigger and bigger every day. Straight up. Real hip-hop platforms, reputable, credible hip-hop platforms are few and far in between. I know y'all starting to see that. And you got a true disadvantage if you didn't got barred from this platform. You know what I'm saying? That's been a resolution for some niggas. Everybody can't go. Straight like that. I mean, word.
One more mic check.
Mic check. Been doing a lot of editing. I think I'm gonna edit this joint. Okay. PA Knit, the most electrifying fashion accessory today. The new website is up. PA Knit dash. Bring that back, G. PA Knit, the most electrifying fashion accessory in the world today. Go to my new website, pa-knit.com. Peace. Let's get them. You already low. Shout out to Low Murder Official, Philadelphia. Truck drivers, turn this shit up. Make sure y'all go stream this dope ass project, the CeeLo Project. Right. Straight from the Lord of the Underground, The Real Gully TV. Hip hop, sports, and fashion. Pillmatic 2 is complete. We're going to build about that in just a minute. Yeah. You feeling that, Nick? That's Low Murder Official out of Philadelphia, man. One of the dope groups that I'm pushing, straight out the underground. This is what it is. Make sure y'all go get this. You know what I'm saying? Fire. Anyway, Pillmatic 2 is complete. Fighting through the fucking screens, man. Pillmatic 2 is complete. I want to make sure I wave this in y'all face because we gonna talk about this tonight. The pen and pad. It's lyrical warfare going on right now in hip-hop game. Right as I was coming in here, Drake dropped his response to Kendrick Lamar, "Give me 50. I'm going to speak about that just shortly. But yeah, it's time for you niggas to go get your pen. You know what I mean? If you're a part of this culture, you're going to need this. You're going to need this. Everybody. That goes for producers, beat makers, and of course MCs. You're going to need this. Use it. Or else somebody's going to be trying to tear your head off like they doing J. Cole right now. Anyway, Pillmatic 2 is complete. And I just like to put this out there. Before I struggle, before somebody slow up my process or anything like that, I'm just going to move on to the next, man. It's 1,000 fucking MCs, you know what I mean, accessible to me, man. I am the premier A&R in the streets today, out here getting this dope-ass music straight off the curb. And I feel that, well, it was obvious. Certain people tried to slow me up. And as I've been saying all week, suck a dick. I went through a lot of shit trying to put this Pillmatic 2 out. It's certain people that deliberately try to slow up my process. I paid somebody for a feature. He did some sucker shit. Didn't want to, send his acapellas. Whatever. Niggas be having ulterior motives and shit. But, you know what I mean? That's why I use PayPal when I'm doing business endeavors, so I get my money back. Suck a dick to you too, pimp. You know what I'm saying? I came to you in good faith trying to do some business with you, and you didn't want to do the right thing. We got the verse without the acapella. I'm going to put that shit out anyway. I took that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, yeah, shout out to DV Alias Christ, Lil Murda Official, Saint Basil, Big Oo, Planet Asia, everybody who supported this dope, the Mussolini, this dope ass project, Shaheem, Sam Scar. I can go on and on. Quill, YNX. I can go on and on and on. Niggas came to get busy. And like I said, ain't nobody gonna slow me up. A few niggas, let me speak about this particular person. I'm not gonna say your name, my nigga. When we set out to do this project and shit, of course, it's produced by THRU, and we went through all of the doors necessary. Like I said, fighting through the screens. We went through everything necessary to bring this shit to y'all. And part of that process is sending out production to MCs and shit. The music that Dre sent, I believe in Dre 100%. This is the tracks we both deem to be appropriate. A lot of niggas chose to waste our time and shit when they could have just said, yo, I ain't fucking with it, or I'm not fucking with you, Gully. Because that's what it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that have an issue with me, they'll show their ass to me. But a lot of times, in my position, I could have a issue or a beef with a particular person, not knowing that some of these MCs might have a relationship with them on this nigga dick or whatever, and they'll turn around and show me a new face. That's cool. Like I said, I'm strapped. I got MCs on top of MCs waiting to get busy. Anyway, a nigga had the nerve to email me his new project and say, sorry, Gully, I didn't get, I didn't get the verse back to Dre in time, but here's my new project. Nigga, fuck your project. What you sending it to me for? The fuck is you sending it to me for? What am I supposed to do? Listen to that shit? What am I supposed to do? Market and promote you or something like that? Suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? Balling is a team sport. I told you niggas that repeatedly. If you ain't down with this shit here, get the fuck on and shit. You know what I'm saying? And my resolution is to keep on pushing, unfollow these goofy motherfuckers. Y'all gonna understand that fucking with Gully TV, you're in a privileged position, and when you get barred from Gully TV, you at a disadvantage. There ain't a lot of hip-hop platforms doing this shit, putting out dope-ass music, giving y'all look for everybody all over the world to hear y'all. I'm taking this shit all the way from your verse to MP3 to vinyl to fucking Europe and shit on my own budget, and there ain't nobody doing that today and shit. K Slay has moved on to the Essence, and yeah, Y'all gonna learn. I'm getting bigger and bigger every day. And you guys, you specific guys, y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all gonna learn. You gonna look around 6 months, a year from now, I'm like, damn, I had all access to that shit. Now I can't even talk to the nigga and shit. He don't want to fucking hear it. I ain't the type of nigga you can apologize to, especially when you playing with my time or money. And time is money and shit. So, yeah, I'm going to continue doing what I'm supposed to do. Push dope, hip-hop, sports, and fashion. Unbiased and shit. Like, it's niggas that I don't like. You know what I mean? And I still will push their music. Or niggas that I done went through shit with, and I'll still push their content. Case in point, Leak Moss. Everybody know me and him that went through some things. If Leak put out some dope shit, Leak sends me music in my DM. New video, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if I feel it's dope, I share that shit. That's my job. My job is not to cater to any motherfucking grown-ass men's feelings and shit like that. Yeah, I'm fighting everybody who violate me. I'm fighting everybody that fight with me. Suck a dick, great God. Pretend to be ass MC Gusto ass MC. You know what I'm saying? It's certain niggas that sided with that. That's cool. Make sure that he sharing your motherfucking content. Make sure that he pushing your motherfucking music. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, don't cut off your nose to spite your motherfucking face fucking around with this platform of mine. Anyway, that's that for the Pillmatic series. I got part 1 and part 2 complete. Y'all about to get part 2 in a couple weeks and shit. Literally a couple weeks. We're gonna drop it in April and shit. Y'all, it's being mixed right now. We on our way. That's that. I appreciate everybody that got down. Word up. They say death come in threes, and we got a chance to see that all this week. Rest in peace to O.J. Simpson. Rest in peace to Mr. C. And rest in peace to Rico Wade from Organized Noise. He passed away today. This morning, actually. For y'all who don't know, Rico Wade was the production behind dope-ass groups like the Goody Mob, Outkast, Sleepy Brown. He did a lot of work in the South. He put in work for real. And, of course, Mr. C brought us Big Daddy Kane. He was Big Daddy Kane's DJ, and he literally brought us on a platter. Notorious Big. He was actually co-executive producer of Ready to Die. So, yeah, the three of them gentlemen have returned to the essence. O.J. Simpson passed two or 3 days ago. I think it's probably been 2 or 3 days today. And you've seen a lot of ugly, vile shit on the internet. We don't stand for it and shit. We down with OJ. People that listen to this platform, we down with OJ. I'm going to tell you why. Number one, we represent the underdogs here. OJ beat that case in a court of law, and according to the Constitution, once a motherfucker pick 12 and is found not guilty, that's the end of it. There's some people that couldn't accept that. You know what I'm saying? This case that happened back in 95, it unequivocally divided the nation. Black sided with OJ, white sided with, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman and all those people who lost their lives, unfortunately. But according to the law, the glove didn't fit, so you must acquit. OJ beat the case, and that's that. That's the end of that chapter. There's certain people globally and a lot of black people, surprisingly, that chose to kick OJ while he's down. He's not down. He's deceased. He don't even know what the fuck he didn't even hear, or he's not even aware of your sentiments. He lived 76 years. That's kind of like he lived a full life and went on to the essence, and that was God's plan. He passed away apparently from prostate cancer. That's something that affects black men. Make sure you go get them colonoscopies so you don't, have to come in contact with anything like that. And I had Fat Man Scoop on the platform this week, and we kicked it about Mr. C and made people aware of his greatness. And I had Sadat X on the platform last night from Bread Nubian. Shout out to Sadat X. And we kicked it about Sadat's experiences growing up in the 1970s and getting a chance to actually watch O.J. Simpson play for the Buffalo Bills, being inspired by him. Sadat even played in some of O.J.'s cleats. So shout out to him and Fat Man Scoop, man, for coming to the platform, giving y'all firsthand testimony for both of these brothers. But like I said, death comes in threes. That's what they say. So yeah, this past week we lost O.J. Simpson, Mr. C, and Rico Wade. Rest in peace to all three of the guys. Philadelphia is on their way to getting a visit from the National Guard. It's out of control. I ain't seen it like this, I don't think, ever. And this is a city that has a reputation, always had a reputation for gunplay and murder. But now it's just way out of control. The violence amongst Muslims in Philadelphia, I was always hip to it because I grew up in institutions with them niggas, and I seen how a nigga named Kabir and a nigga named Hakeem or a nigga named Hanif and a nigga named Shamsuddin will try to kill each other. I've seen it with my own eyes and shit. Like, they don't consider the deen in Philadelphia. People just need to know, understand, and acknowledge that. And now that this situation happened at this Eid feast where 3 people were shot, it's up. Everybody all over the world know what time it is and shit. You're not protected by the dean in Philly. You're not. I've always made it a point of moving like a ninja when I slide through there, man. I see the guys that I know, love, and respect, and I keep it pushing, man. I ain't going to nobody's studio to do no interviews. You want to get with me, you got to come downtown to the W or one of these 5-star hotels. I left that studio interview style. I left that with OBH. Like, OBH, that was the last time I was in a studio in Philadelphia. You just cannot trust Philadelphia with your life, man. Your ass will be on fucking the news, deceased. They killing motherfuckers every day in Philly, motherfucker. Every day this week, between 3 to 5 people have been murdered in Philly. I watch world news every day. It's really, really bad out there. That situation happened in West Philly at the Eid feast. That's totally unacceptable. Over 1,000 people there at the Eid celebrating the conclusion of Ramadan. And out comes the fucking assault rifles and M16s and shit. The police ended up having to shoot and disarm a 15-year-old who got a fucking M16 in the fucking park, man. Thousands of people running for their lives, gunshots going off all crazy. And the participants, young guys, 15, 16. One of the guys that was arrested was actually 21, and that's still a young man. And it's just out of control down there. It's fucking out of control, man. It's out of control. Like, I always knew about the murders outside the masjid or at the masjid in Philly. This shit, if you got any street ties, you done heard about this shit, I heard about it in jail and shit. Niggas get killed as soon as they step out of Juma and all of that type of shit. You've never been protected by the dean in Philly, for real. And it goes to show that people don't... The fact that someone would bring firearms to an Eid feast, that showed that they don't have no real faith in Allah God. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no faith in their God that they so devoutly praise and shit. And Islam is a lot bigger than just wearing the garments and shit. I noticed that, it's become a fashion statement. It probably always was, but the way niggas putting these, these Muslim robes together with the Prada sneaks and the designer sneaks and the joggers and shit, that shit look real wavy, and a lot of people want to be a part of that aspect of it. I got a call from a nigga. Well, actually, I got a call from one of my cousins, and he has an artist that he represents. This nigga just came home from the penitentiary, and, I guess he got some Islam in him, institutional Islam or whatever. My cousin wanted to know where could he get one of the robes that the Muslim brothers wear. He said he had went to a couple stores and couldn't find it. And I said, man, if that nigga, I already knew, because my cousin ain't a Muslim, I already knew who he wanted it for. I said, man, if that nigga was deaning, he would know where to get one of them joints from. He would be going to the fucking masjid. You know what I'm saying? Not just on Ramadan when everybody then got dressed up and it's looking like a great fashion statement. He done been home long enough where he would have been going to the masjid, and he would have been already attained one of those from one of the Muslim brothers. Like, you could just they garbed up. You know what I'm saying? They garbed up and they looking real good on their day. And Homeboy want one, and he's calling me on Homeboy's behalf to get one, when if you was on your dean, or if that was your faith and you was serious about that, you would already be in tune with where to get your garments and your kufis and shit at. You would go to the masjid and ask one of the brothers that you prostrating with. Obviously, he wasn't on it like that, man. But ain't nobody gonna play with my intelligence or nothing like that. So I told my cousin straight up. I said, if that nigga was on that like that, he wouldn't have to call me and ask me where to get one of them joints today. He would already have one. You know what I'm saying? Niggas looking on social media and seeing the brothers all garbed up, looking good and shit, glowing. And niggas want to be a part of the fashion aspect of it, but they not bumping their head 5 times a day. And that's just inappropriate. Philadelphia, man, get y'all dribble right, man. It's out of control. I ain't never seen it like this. And to think that this younger generation, like the generation that I'm from, a lot of them guys that I was around grew up in Islam, and they was serious about it, and it was kind of a level of respect. Not a lot, like I said, it was always killing, but now it's way out there, man. It's way out there, man. The killings in Philly, the opioid addiction in Philly, the decline of humanity in Philly is out of control. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it. You probably gonna see some outside intervention, man, to try to slow that up for real. Like, it's out of control. Like, I know that the police officers there, they gotta be terrified going to work every day, for real. Like, knowing that them niggas is out there with them switches and all of that shit, and it's just a bad look. In regards to me going down there, I go down there and I take care of my business, man. I get the fuck on and shit, straight up, because I don't want to end up in no situation like Zack Tv. That's something that I have to speak about right now. Chicago, what up? Chicago, what up? I've been working in Chicago lately. Shout out to the Shah. The Shah has been very, very kind to me. Shout out to the Taylor boys. Shout out to Boo from Boo and Gotti. Shout out to Fit Balu. You know what I mean? Everybody who's been on the platform recently from Chicago. Eastside D's, we ain't get together yet, but you've been a great help. I just want to put this out there, Chicago. Y'all been terribly misrepresented by the media, by TV, like the war in Chirac, that YouTube channel that introduced us to Quando Rondo, King Von, and all of these splinter groups, all of these splinter gangs and shit, FBG Duck, the girl Kai. I can go on and on and on. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Chicago drill scene. That misrepresented Chicago, man, like a motherfucker. And it did a terrible disservice to people who out there who doing music productively and who trying to really get busy, because some nice niggas out there. It's always been some nice niggas out there. Common is from Chicago. Kanye West is from Chicago. Lupe Fiasco is from Chicago. Do or Die is from Chicago. And the Taylor boys, Twista, they all from Chicago. A lot of those guys that I mentioned, they a little bit older. They of my generation. But the murder of Zack TV was the icing on the cake. That pretty much barred any outside media coverage from coming to Chicago, man. Me and Zack TV, we do a similar service to the community. We put niggas on, man. We put niggas on. We A&R in this shit, man. We making it so a nigga who's recording music in his closet, or a nigga that's still in the projects recording music, he can get a visual, he can get an interview, and his brand will be projected all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? And some doors will open for you and shit. When Zack TV got killed in Chicago, that was the icing on the cake, man, because nobody wants to fucking get hurt in the capacity of doing a job. Like, we helping motherfuckers. We putting niggas on. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that does media, or anybody that has a YouTube platform, we all seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just make you say, I ain't going out there fucking around, period. Like, that's what I said. And I had a deal out there. Shout out to Breakbeat Media. That's the platform that Don't Call Me White Girl and Bubba Love and all of Bubba Dub and all of these guys were on. That's the platform. That platform is owned by David Mays, the former owner of the Source. He offered me a deal when that breakbeat media shit first started. I said, man, I ain't fucking with Chicago, man. I'm not coming out there, man. Like, I had to come out there to, I don't know, do some paperwork or, fulfill some contractual obligations. But I had to interact with Chicago. And I told him, I said, man, I'm not coming out there, period. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Not for no money, not nothing. I'm not fucking around out there, like, for real. And that's just how I felt. I wasn't hearing it. And the Chicago underground hip-hop scene suffered. Y'all suffered. The only nigga that was out there doing media was a fucking informant. Trenches News. A lot of the older generation not gonna fuck with him anyway. But I'm just saying that's just more perversion. One of the main media outlets that's in the city is a fucking informant. Got on a stand in the fucking the F Block 6 trial or whatever the fuck the name of it is shit. But Chicago suffered tremendously, and it's a lot of talented MCs out there, man, who need to be heard. And I'm glad that I've been able to develop some relationships in Chicago. Shout out to Scooter Chose to where I can work with some MCs that's really, really getting busy and need to be heard. And the platform benefits, so because now that's another city added to my resume and shit. Shout out to the Midwest and Chicago. But that shit with Zack TV, that crippled Chicago. Like, people need to acknowledge that. I don't know if it's ever flat out been said. Nobody from outside, no outside media coverage, nobody was gonna come there and fuck around, period. So, yeah, I just had to put that out there. Anyway, let's get to this topic at hand. This battle rap shit that's going on right now. Shout out to the battle rap culture, man. It's taking center stage and shit with the alleged so-called Big Three. In this day and age, in my generation, the Big Three probably would have been like Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas or something like that. Now you got Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole. That's the new school Big Three. J. Cole is food right now and shit. J. Cole is food. J. Cole responded to Kendrick Lamar with a diss track, and then he turned around and apologized for it, and now everybody is at his ass, just like I predicted. Paige Kennedy went at his ass. Simba went at his ass. 3D Nazi went at his ass. And right as I was coming in here, Drake responded to Kendrick Lamar, and he got at them niggas' asses and shit. Like, there's no tapping out. You can't throw no darts and then turn around and apologize. That has never been a part of this hip-hop culture. And when J. Cole apologized, people tried to make that shit a part of the culture. They tried to normalize that shit as if that wasn't something that happened for the first time. LL and Kool Moe Dee went to war. NWA and Ice Cube went to war. Jay-Z and Nas went to war. D-Block and State Property went to war. Nobody got hurt. That shit was on wax. You know what I'm saying? And it's a part of what makes hip-hop great. Yes, we want to know who the best is. Period. Competition exists in all aspects of anything that man does. There's going to be a level of competition because we have testosterone and egos present. So, yeah, and the fans, yes, we want to know who the fucking best is. Yes, we're entertained by it. And yes, they had J. Cole ass, and as I predicted, he's going to be a punchline probably for the rest of the year. He probably won't never be the same. This is always going to be present. Like, every day, it's turning into a snowball effect. Every day somebody is dissing this nigga. You know what I mean? He's become, out of this Big Three situation, he's become the real hot topic. You know what I'm saying? For real. The fact that he tapped out, and for us to be able to sit back and watch all of the MCs coming out, putting hands on his ass lyrically, is just hilarious. And I'm elated to see it happen because he tried to interject something into hip-hop that has never been there. You know what I'm saying? Get your fucking pen. Get your pen and pad. Like I've been saying on Instagram, Get your fucking pen and pad and respond the right way. Nobody wants to hear your fucking apologies. For real. This is hip hop music, man. And the same go for producers. Producers want to see who the best. There's producers that feel that they the fucking best. And when they put out a project, they be displaying their expertise. Like, I'm that nigga and shit. Same with DJs. DJs have always carried it the same way. Graffiti artists carried it the same way. Break dancers carried it the same way. Competition is a part of hip hop. That's it. J. Cole can't change it. And I was insulted by a lot of people online trying to support what he did. They made excuses talking about, well, when battles happen and shit like that, it could turn violent like Biggie and Pac. And, man, that shit with Biggie and Pac had layers attached to it. It was shit that inflamed it. Tupac got robbed on the East Coast. He accused Biggie and Puff of being a part of it. He later allegedly had sex with Biggie's wife. They took shots at each other. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different dynamic. These niggas, no matter how you look at them, these are some backpacker niggas and shit. And ain't nobody afraid of them. They ain't never made a bunch of content or music talking about killing motherfuckers or doing drive-bys or nothing like that. They represent from a lyrical aspect. So like I said, go get your fucking pen. Nobody wants to hear that. I listened to Drake's joint, Give Me 50, about 4 or 5 times coming down here. And I had to listen to it about 4 or 5 times to get the gist of what's going on and shit. A lot of people was trying to say that Drake's response was AI after listening to it. It was really, really personalized. So I doubt that's the case. I really support the fact that this is Drake coming at Kendrick, and a lot of people didn't expect Drake to come like this. I knew he was. I knew that Drake was going to come. I knew it was just only a matter of time. I knew he wasn't going to let it go. I knew that he's with this Big Three shit. I know that just from listening to Drake had a situation with Common some years ago. He's seasoned in this regard and shit. So I expected him to roll up his sleeves and get busy. And he did. This joint that just came out, this is turning viral on the hour. You know what I'm saying? By tomorrow, this is gonna go to another level, and we enjoying it. We blessed it. Somebody, Drake, appreciates and is representing hip hop correctly. He went and got his fucking pen. You know what I'm saying? For real. And we gonna see what happens with Kendrick Lamar from here. He sparked it off. It's all great competition, man. It's news right now and shit. It's something. It's positive and shit. It's art. Like, it's something that we need this right now. Like I said, death coming threes, man. 3 big guys passed away. You know what I'm saying? From black culture this week and shit. Like, this can take us into a whole different mood. And it took me into listening to it on my way down here. It changed my mood. I'm like, man, this is all right. He kicking that shit. And I'm glad that he responded within a reasonable amount of time, because J. Cole tried to end the fun. He tried to end it, like, tap it out, man. He tried to end it, man. Like, I don't know what he gonna do now. I don't know if he can make another record. I don't even think people want to hear anything that he has to say. For real. Like, it's just something that he wasn't supposed to do. The Page Kennedy response, I thought it was dope. I wasn't aware of who Page Kennedy was. I guess he's an actor from Detroit or something like that. The nigga got bars, man. That's what this shit is about. Bars. Simba is from the Bay Area. We all know him to be a viral rapper from Instagram and shit like that. He responded. Lyricism. And this female, 3D Nati, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. She rolled up. When females MCs is at your ass, you are officially an entree, my nigga. Straight up, you are an entree. You are the wreck. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what he can possibly do to slow the bleeding at this point. Drake has taken center stage, and let's see what happens from here on out. You know what I'm saying? But I had to make sure I got in here and give my take on this. I support the battle. It was people on Instagram and on YouTube, Facebook, the social media platforms, trying to normalize or co-sign what he did. Talking about black men should be working together. And after you get this work, how you gonna try to turn around and try to diffuse the whole culture of battle rap when the URL, Smack DVD, this nigga's still battling. This nigga's still battling. How could J. Cole come around and try to act like it's something wrong with this shit? Oh, I let people gas me up and, I'm more mature than this. Man, go get your motherfucking pen. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. For real. Like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's all I got for now, man. I had to come in here and air this shit out. Fat Man Scoop and Sadat X, I appreciate y'all for coming on the platform this week. Make sure y'all go to YouTube and check out my interview I did with Boo from Chicago. He was in the group Boo and Gotti. The most recent episode I uploaded today, which was the final piece, was him speaking about creating Fiesta with R. Kelly and Jay-Z and being featured on So Icy with Gucci Man and Young Jeezy. Shout out to Chicago. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you go to all streaming sites and check your boy out, man. I'm in this shit. I got my feet knee deep in this shit, and I'm not gonna stop. I ain't apologizing or nothing. What you see and what you hear is what you fucking get. Nick, I appreciate you, my nigga. Take me up out of here. Peace.
You already know what it is. It's your favorite actor, Hassan Johnson, and I'm with the one and only Gully TV. You already know what time it is.